All right, if you just joined us, you're right on time. Like we said, it's a show where we talk about everything about the female gender, and today isn't going to be an exception because we have a very beautiful guest in the house. Well, before I introduce her to you, let me tell you what we'll be talking about today. We'll be looking at the International Day of the Girl Child, which is observed on the 11th of October. So it means it was observed on Friday. The day is established by the United Nations in 2012 with its aim to highlight and address the challenges girls face worldwide while promoting girls' empowerment and the fulfillment of their human rights. The day focuses on issues such as education, health, and protection from violence and discrimination. Each year, the United Nations chooses a specific theme to address particular challenges faced by girls. And this year's theme focuses on enhancing girls' vision for the future. To do this with us is Eno-obong Favour Henshaw. She is a mental health, women and children rights advocate. Good day. Good to have you join us on the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you.
Well, it's nice having you. How is the economy treating you?
Well, we're here. We're not going out anytime soon, so we'll face it the way it is.
Yeah, it's good to have you join us again.
Thank you.
Well, despite the fact I do not want to focus on the theme, the whole topic, International Day, we've seen and heard that girl child, this is everything we see every day, something we see every day. Girl child go through a lot. Although some people say usually the women are usually most favored in a way, pampered, but notwithstanding, we still see these issues in terms of discrimination. Even the other day I was having a meeting and they said women fall victim of even malnutrition the more. Yes, and we see issues of rape, domestic violence and the likes. Do you think it's important? And some people say, why is it that it's always girl child this, girl child that? Why girl child? Why not boy child? Why should we emphasize on commemorating the International Day of the Girl Child? Why is it important to celebrate this day?
So, first of all, to start, I would say that the reason why the men feel threatened is because when we present issues of girl child, it's more like we are attacking them.
Okay.
And especially when we bring in the issue of gender equality, it's like we're telling them we want to be on the equal range with you, we want to be on par with you, we want to contest everything you know, we want to contest everything you have, you know, we want to prove a point that we are better off than you in the society. But I beg to differ, because gender equality has nothing to do with hating men.
Exactly.
So we're not telling men that we hate you. We're not telling them that we're fighting you for any reason. We're saying, give us the ability to reflect on our dynamics. Give us the ability to reflect on our diversity. Give us the ability to reflect on our strength. Give us the ability to have a right to what we want and express it. And of course, not just end it at knowing this right, but being able to express full potentials. And there's a saying that the most untapped reservoirs are women. So the Girl Child Day is not a day to rub it in on the men that, oh, you don't have Boy Child Day or there is no Men's Day.
Right.
It's a day to reflect on the challenges that a lot of girls and women have encountered in their struggles through childhood to adulthood. Is a day where we understand that there are so many things that hold an average girl down culturally, I mean, religious wise, and of course ethical norms. There are things that have hindered a lot of girls that an average girl is threatened with. Number one, you think of gender-based violence. You look at gender stereotyping. You look at gender preference, where if a woman gives birth, they ask, is he a male or a female? Especially for us that are from the south, you know. By the time somebody gives birth and calls you, oh, my wife has just put to birth, the first question is he a male? So that gender preference creates a gap.
Okay.
And then we have other cases like gender disparities that have run through time, and early marriage, and a lot of things that are threatening and very it runs deep. So these are the things that we try to address with the Girl Child Day. We are saying, please give us a platform to survive. Give us a platform to run just like the male. We're not asking for too much. We don't even want to stand on your head. We don't want to act like we are the best leaders. But give us an equal opportunity to run for our dreams. The way you allow a boy child go to school, allow a girl child go to school. The way you think it's okay for a boy child to dream, allow a girl child dream. The way you think it's okay for a boy child to get to a certain level of life and discover himself and start making decisions, we also want that. Give our girls the opportunity to also get to a certain level of their lives, to dream, and then be able to actualize their dreams. Not just kill it at a certain age in the name of early marriage. So these are some of the things we try to put out there, the things that have held us bound for too long and made us constrained to a segment. So these are the things we try to say, please give us a platform to speak, give us a platform to actualize our vision, our potentials, and be constructive members that contribute to the growth and development of the society.
Okay, I heard you say give us the platform, give. Okay, so I was having an interview with someone, and the lady pointed out that nobody is going to give you the platform, especially when we're talking about equal representation of women in the political space. No man is going to allow you that platform, so you have to take it. I would want to ask, don't you think it's high time women take that opportunity by themselves, rather than waiting for it to be given to them? And because it might seem like that day will never come.
So we've been taking, but we're just being nice by saying give. Quite frankly, we've been taken and we have been struggling. Now, a lot of young girls and women have been able to shatter the glass ceiling, riding on the back of warriors that have fought tooth and nail to ensure that women have a platform and an opportunity. Some people have to go in and take without even being given. But the International Day of the Girl's Child is we telling you that don't make us force our way into it. Let us also have the same way the men are not forcing their way into it. Let us also be able to get an equal opportunity to speak about things that bother us. Okay, imagine we're talking about issues on gender, violence, women, and the men are the ones making the rules. How would you know exactly what is wrong with us? How would you know what to tackle? How would you know how you should address these issues? That is why there have been a lot of interventions that have not been tailored to any specific result. It looks like we are running on the back of horses and we don't have depth, you know. So once our interventions, our plans, our programs are shallow, they're not deep-rooted. There is nothing we do that will produce the result that we want. So I agree with that person that women have been taken. Chimamanda Adichie didn't wait to be given. She was taken. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala didn't wait to be given. She took it. You know. And late Dora Akunyili didn't wait for it to be given. She took it. Even after that, no one has been able to take the baton as much as she has done and run with it. So we have been taken. But the essence of saying, give us this day, is to tell the young girls that everything doesn't have to be fight. We don't have to always fight and fight. Men can create a platform that amplifies the voice of women. And that's what we are asking for. So, okay, if you look at the political terrain, how many women do we have in the House? How many women do we have in the green chambers, in the red chambers? The ones that are there even struggle to get there. And every demand of women to be politically involved have been, it has been a sore pill for the men to swallow. And as much as we keep forcing it down their throat, they keep trying to fight us back. So if we keep fighting and they are fighting us back, it will not work. We would eventually not have the chance. How many do we have now? 3 or 4 women in the chambers? That's because we are fighting and we've not been given the opportunity. It is time for them to allow us to have an opportunity, a platform, and not fight with the last drop of blood rather to get it.
Okay, so let me come in here. Now, I have, she said something, who is going to give us the opportunity. And that reminds me a whole lot about my upbringing. Now, I was an adult child. I left home at 17. So at that 17, I remember my father saying to me, I'm not training anybody in school. the wire you've taken is enough. And that's what it is. So you go learn how to make hair, you go learn how to trade and all that. So he said that I felt so bad, because I was somebody who was so passionate about being educated. So I didn't find that funny at all. Now what happened with me was that I took it, like you said, it's been taken. So I left home. I was going for lessons. He thought I was going for lessons. I kept going for schools, looking for admission. I think I went to Yo then. Yo gave me an admission for law. So I came back, I gave him my admission letter. He tore it before me.
Wow.
He said, I can't allow you to go and study law.
You'll be a problem to the house.
Yes, exactly. That's what he said. He said, I will lose you as a daughter. I'm going to lose you. How can I watch you tell people what to do? I said, but that is a profession.
Yes.
At home, I'm going to be your girl. But out there is a career I want to pursue. Now, long story short, he cut it off. And then he told me, he said, if you want to study at all, go and do teaching.
Are you joking?
That's what
that's a gender disparity you're
that's
talking
what
about.
He did to me. He said, go and study teaching. So I remember I cried for complete 2 weeks. My mother came to me and said, you know your father. If you want to be educated like you said, go and study teaching. So I now left. I said, okay, let me go to lessons. I left the house again and traveled to Owerri with a friend of mine. We got admissions in Owerri then, and then I now started studying teaching anyway. Even though now I don't regret it, because I'm now a very versatile teacher, okay? So now what I'm trying to say is, what was his reasons? He saw me
as a threat.
As a threat. And I was like in my house, if you are in the Igbo community, they call some of us that look like our parents, Oyirin Naya. So in my home, they call me Oyirin Naya, the one that looks like the father. So he is a choleric, temperamental man.
Oh, okay.
So when he saw me, he saw his likes. So he felt this one can be controlled. She would rather want to control. Now there are a lot of lessons and learnings here for us to begin to curb the excesses in us.
That's right.
Meanwhile, these are traits we picked up from them. So when he did that, that's like, you know, cut off my main passion, which was law. So when I delved into teaching, and then I began to see the beauty of teaching, and I embraced it after a while. Now, part of that resistance was poverty. At that time, he felt he couldn't train us anymore. So now, to the present girl child who may be in the fix I was in last years ago, this was happening 1999, 2000. Because I eventually found my way out of home 2001, and I finished 2004 my first degree. Second degree I had it later on. So now for the present child who wants to build a future, and these are the limitations, how will such a girl find expression in our society the way it is already?
So there's something I tell people. First of all, the men and the boys have a role to play in enhancing social change, especially as it concerns gender. There have been a lot of gender discrimination issues, you know, disparities, and this is because a lot of men have fear and are threatened by the power of a woman.
Exactly.
So they begin to resist. So for you to tell me that you're a he for she first, I must be sure that you have been able to conquer your fear and resistance for a girl power, or for the power of a woman.
Exactly.
And that is what a lot of our men were unable to overcome. And some still aren't able to overcome. I believe that two things make up a person, regardless of the gender and all. You're not who you are because you're a female, and you're not who you are because you're a male. You're who you are because of, number one, your nature, which has to do with the temperament you mentioned, and of course, number two, your nurture, how you were raised, you know, the totality of your upbringing. So these things have played diverse roles in limiting and discriminating against women. And another thing I believe that is very important for us to look at is this decolonization of approach. The colonial approach that came in. How were our fathers taking it? Oh, you have to choose from these two which you're taking. Oh, the men are strong, so give us the men to work in our farms, and the girls become raped. The girls are abused in front of their fathers, in front of their brothers, in front of their friends. The fathers are beaten, the boys are beaten, and they feel like they should take it with a pinch of salt. All of this affected their childhood. So you can't blame them. There's something we call a mental health adverse childhood experience.
Okay.
These adverse childhood experiences create a lot of childhood memories that people grow with, and most of them become post-traumatic stress disorders.
That's it.
Yes. So now, a mother that sees you in that state is naturally supposed to speak out for you. But trauma bonding, she has suffered her own ill, and she's coming to bond with another person that has suffered his own ills. So they are both expressing what they have suffered
and pampering themselves.
Yes, unconsciously, without knowing that what you're doing is you are exhibiting trauma traits. We now call it gender roles. The man have to be this, and the woman have to be that. The woman is a weaker vessel, the man is a weaker vessel. So if you are a girl in that situation, first of all, what is important for you to do is understand why you want to be who you want to be.
Oh, wow.
Because part of the reason why you were able to push through is because you had a passion for education. And that means that you knew what you wanted to be.
Exactly.
So you need to first of all understand that there is a lot of odds and barriers that will stand in front of you to deter you from being who you want to be. It is left for you to now take that baton and not stay where they left you and run really fast.
Okay.
And another thing that is very important for us to note is that as a girl in that situation, you don't go fighting your father. You don't go fighting your mother.
Exactly.
You don't know what they went through in their lives.
Exactly.
Another major issue we have is the society. You agree with me that the odds have changed. What we used to call as the minority have now become the majority.
Exactly.
And then the majority have become the minority. A lot of girls now feel like exposing your body, giving out your body is what takes you out there. No. Having a decent goal, being able to discover your purpose and running with your goal is very, very important. No girl had it easy. There are some that probably, well, their parents were schooled. For me, I was privileged to have a schooled father that always tell me, whatever you're doing, put me at heart, read your book. So that when a man comes to you and tell you rubbish, you can tell them, look the man in the face and tell you, what do you have?
Okay.
I am this. So each time I remember my late father's
impact,
his speeches, his advice, his words, I just tell myself I have to study. So I went out for my first degree, I studied, I keep studying, because each time I want to tell the man that I am not in the box. My father already showed me the way out.
That's another factor.
Yes.
Parental
direction.
Yes.
So parental mentorship is very important.
Very important, yeah.
Your father might not give you that mentorship, but look for people that you respect that could be father and mother to you and submit to their mentorship.
Okay.
That was another thing that helped me. I had a church elder. I grew up in an Orthodox church. Shout out to Apostolic Church. So I had an elder in church then that was a lawyer, and each time I see this man speak, the fluency, I mean the charisma, everything, and the way people revert him, I was so enticed. I kept telling myself, this is who I want to be in the future. This is what I want to be. I want to be able to speak. My father is a very interesting grammarian. He tells you most of the words I learned back then, I hear it first from him. So the moment he speaks to me, especially when he's angry, he uses very interesting words. Yes. So he'll come out like, that is why you idiosyncrasy. I pick the word idiosyncrasy. I'll write it down. So yes, you may not have a father like mine that would mentor you, but there are people out there that you can use as your mentors. And don't wait until it is within you. Family is not those that are related by blood. Anyone that you're loyal to and that can be loyal to your vision. Because it is not everyone that is loyal to your vision. There are people that see your vision and are threatened. If you go to a person that will, at that time also felt threatened by your vision and resist your power, they would have put you down to tell you not to go.
Resisting the power of the girl.
Yes.
Because some of us lost that belief in ourselves from these particular experiences. Because I remember I had other siblings too, but then at that point none of us was willing to fight like I did.
Well, you are even lucky they didn't give you out to marriage.
No, the strong will was there. The strong will was
because
there.
early marriage is another issue. They just tell you, oh, you're not doing anything reasonable for me. After
I think the early
school,
marriage, whatever, happens more with the uneducated parents, mostly. I think it happens there with them mostly, because those of them who are educated may just, allow you to make your choices, run your way. But the uneducated ones will be the ones I'll tell you marry this one so that you bring money home. So that's
and they still do it.
They still do it.
They still do it.
Yeah.
And it's not even because they're uneducated.
Even the educated parents do it.
They still do it.
Yes.
They'll tell you that, like one I was speaking to, I was interacting with one that came to my office some days, and he said, I've told my child that anything you have to do to make money, do it, especially if you don't have to kill someone. I said, wow.
Can you imagine?
Okay.
And he
So it
doesn't know that that's quite a wide
That is
range.
how deteriorated the society has gotten. That is how bad it has been. And that is why the society would not give you what you want. You have to go and take it. You have to be sure and convinced within yourself that you have discovered your purpose enough to fight for it.
That's true.
You have to convince yourself first that you are the first cheerleader of your goal. And that's what you did. You were the first person that cheered yourself to this goal, regardless of the fact that you didn't get exactly what you wanted. You fell into something that is also good, but it's still within the confines of education.
That's it.
The question is, are you educated? The answer is yes. The question would not be what course do you read at the first sight. It would be, are you educated?
Exactly.
And of course your personality would also reflect, oh, I'm schooled. Of all my siblings, I'm schooled, I'm educated, and it would also reflect in how you manage relationship. Now you are able to break the bonds of trauma to a reasonable extent. You didn't allow that weigh you down and become sorry for yourself when you sit down and start crying. No, my parents didn't send me to school. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. No, because you understand your vision.
Exactly.
Everybody with a purpose runs with it.
Exactly.
It would not be easy at first. In fact, it would not be sweet. It would not be interesting. You would feel like giving up. There are times also, I believe you and my sister Victoria here, there are times where you also feel like, no, I can't push again.
Exactly.
But you
Second
sit
year,
down.
I almost dropped out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because you have to hustle.
The pressure, and I didn't point out that he didn't sponsor me in school. He told me, I told you to go and learn trade. You want to go to school.
So this is
sponsor
on you.
It was on me. For that 4 years, it was on me.
You were
All
just
on
saying
me.
something you could use to do the quick cash out to get the money at that time.
I was just hawking flat slippers in the hostel. So when I go for lectures, I put my card on. I'm back. If I go out, I put my card. I'm out. And that was how I was. Then weekends I weave hairs.
But you made it survive.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and
You didn't have to sell your body.
That's it. And
You didn't have
it
to look
affects
for a
us in
man.
a way. When you grow up eventually and become an adolescent and into adulthood, you're not going to be that girl that will look out for a man to sponsor you.
That's true.
You're going to be the girl that will build yourself. Everything I tell, apart from God, everything I know I've pursued it because of willpower. It's something I tell girls and the ladies I meet around, and I tell them, you see, the reason why you guys are waiting for these things to happen and that to happen and for abroad guys to come and get married to you is because you feel there's no abroad tendency in you. Every one of us have the abroad tendency in us. You create your abroad thing in you, in your environment.
Yes.
And once you do it, you begin to see that those people will even be pursuing you. You won't be yearning for them. And so that what we're saying today, in essence, to the girl child who may be listening, especially when our society has given us an AI identity, AI expectation, AI.
So they have gender expected rules.
Yes. So what do we even do with the Facebook influence,
Social media.
role over our girls?
I was going to wait for that question.
Exactly.
Yes, because it's not just Facebook. Social media has influenced
Yes.
a lot of young girls to think that the only way to make it out of life is going naked, dancing in front of a camera naked, or, sleeping with men. And somebody, while I was doing one of my presentations in a seminar, I said it is girls that look for men that will be their table. women at the table.
They're at the table, yeah.
We don't come looking for you to give me table. It is girls that will tell you, give me 20 million to sleep with you. Women tell you, I would give you 20 million to establish your life.
That's it.
So I don't wait for you to give me money to be who I need to be. And that does not mean that I am challenging your authority as a man.
That's it.
I love the money. If you want to give me money, I love
take it.
Yes. Yeah, with Jesus' joy, I will take it. But I will not make it a rule to keeping you in my life.
Exactly.
I have my rules. I have my principles.
Exactly.
I have my life to live, and my life does not center around social media. So you need to start critically analyzing what you learn in social media. How many of those things you see in social media are real? Somebody comes up to tell you that if you take 20 million, they can sleep with you, and then the next minute they are selling things that they are despicable. Is that the part you want to toe? Now, the question you should ask yourself as a young girl, what's the future in it?
That's it.
Someday the body will get tired.
Definitely.
Someday these things you're selling will be worn out. The day you tend to settle down, what have you done? We are recycling poverty in a very systematic way, because in the nearest future that girl becomes a liability to anybody she's staying with. She becomes a dependent wife, a dependent mother.
They're already dependent wives now.
No, they feel like they are independent, you know. Yes,
we meet them in church. They come for counseling, and then by the time they open their mouth and talk, you look at their previous photos and you look at their present. You are now wondering, wasn't all you that was just this high?
Yes.
And, you know, so what happened? The whole Ephesian vibe is all gone. Reality is speaking, and there is nothing you developed in your mind.
So we are recycling poverty.
So that's why dysfunctionality is something we're putting out there, and we're asking parents. Every dysfunctional wife or son or husband began from home.
Of course.
A dysfunctional father raised a dysfunctional son.
A
dysfunctional mother raised a dysfunctional daughter. She did not just appear from the moon.
That's right.
So now if you're a parent listening to us, we are all mothers here. What we're saying is, let's look deep down from where we're standing. If we have to tackle this future, we have to start from the present,
of course,
which is where we're standing from.
Your child, the role of parents.
Yes, your child, her child, my child. Tomorrow they're the ones going to be in the Senate.
Yeah.
So, and I said to people, it's not about the political arena. Every one of them is coming from a family.
Not to even cut you, the fact that you said tomorrow they are going to be in Senate is laughable.
Okay.
Do they have the leadership capabilities
to be there?
You know, some might actually pay their way through. We see things like that.
Yeah, okay. Use their body to
use their body.
And then by the time they get there, they become a mess.
That's it.
They don't do anything.
And then begin to make policies that are not depth for us to. Now, what's your take on that?
Well, like you said earlier, people, ladies, because it's more like the tell you is the Gen Z generation.
Gen Z.
You know, I keep telling people, like, okay, for me, while I was growing up, there's this picture you imagine in your head, like, I want to be this. And then I was talking to my husband the other day, what's happening to this generation? Like, they do not dream or something. Like, they don't envision or have prospects of becoming something.
Money is the order of the day.
Exactly. That's the word, money. What I can just get as quick cash now.
So if I have to be naked,
so you go to social media and you're not seeing anything of substance. And the thing that baffles me most is that you post something that has to do with, in terms of knowledge and the rest, people don't read it. But post something that maybe is in contrary, maybe something like nakedness, nudity, and you see people react.
That's it.
People don't read. Girls, they don't do what they ought to do in terms of going to school, education, and the likes. They don't even envision. They don't want to change their prospects in a way.
But it's not even about reading. They don't even listen to podcasts that would help them.
You know, I was speaking to a member the other day, and she came to work late. I was like, why are you coming to work this late? I think she walked in around to 12. Why are you coming to work late? And she said that she just whispered behind her friend. Now I see how they do. Like, so
you see the lackadaisical attitude.
Yeah.
So how do you intend to lead the Senate tomorrow?
And it's more common in many young girls of these days. I see they do
because of the Gen Z influence thing on them.
They just get the quick money, and that's all.
I don't really think particularly Gen Z is the problem. The generation is not the problem. It is what the generation before the Gen Z is reflecting.
Okay.
Like, no disrespect to our Nollywood actors and actresses, but they are the drivers of all of this.
That's it.
They keep portraying pictures of things that should not be.
Modeling.
When the only thing you show to young people is how to be nude, how to drive cars, how to jump down a plane, how to be in this hotel, how to be in this country. Now, you are showing them the money. Did you show them your struggle? There was a time before you began to.
I don't think
I think it's relative.
Exactly.
It's relative.
I don't think they're even given
a perception.
That's it.
It depends on who you want to follow as your role model. Because there are people out there giving out their. How I remember there was this pastor that was saying something like you want to wear wig that have hustle.
Paula differences.
Yes. So she was, and it was misconstrued by many. Like she said that. Do you know how long it took me to be able to get the hair I'm wearing?
And she's a pastor now. It won't sell.
Okay, but
it won't sell.
I got that message.
Okay.
So someone else might not get the message because that
generation is decent enough to get the message.
Okay, so I feel like it's more on the person. Like, who are you? Who do you want to follow? Who do you want to become? So it's more on the person.
Even the people they are looking up to, what they are showing, like you're trying to point out, it is how they got it. You can't give what you don't have. So if they are showing it off as if it's so easy, it's also how they got it.
But some of them had to work their feet and their blood out, sweat out.
I don't think they did.
There are people that didn't get it easy in that Nollywood.
Well, I don't think
they're also there in the Nollywood, but you see their output is different.
I know many Nollywood actresses that I really envision. I want to be like them.
Yes,
okay, yes, but there are some that you shouldn't even make your role model. You know,
ones. I don't trust them.
You know the interesting thing. These ones now that are the role model are the ones that the media is giving presents.
Exactly.
I think they are selling themselves. Like they sell the presents to you for you to see.
Those
other
vibe.
those other people have refused to sell themselves, so you go look for them.
They are selling, but what is the media taking? Is, for instance, Instablog. If it's not negative, Instablog is not taking.
Yes, bad news sells.
Yes,
they say what is
that's
news.
The thing.
News is
so
not when.
How many times do these people that sell negative informations really come to call Instablog and say please, or call those bloggers and say please, I just posted something? They would come to your page, look for you. It's like they're literally living inside the house with you to pick informations and pass out. They would not pick the positive ones. If you look at these pages, some of these people post positive messages, but they don't pick it. They will go for the negative one, the one that will give them traffic.
That's it.
So they want to have a lot of traffic in their page. But the long and short of it is, as a young girl, after you do all of this, you have to look at the lives of your predecessors. How was it? The person that was once on the streets, how is the person's life today? The one that you are copying that is now currently living the lifestyle you're imbibing and trying to reflect. What's the end? What skill does this person have that you don't have?
Okay, let me allow you hold your thoughts there. Well, we are going to go on this break. When we return, Engendered continues. Stay with us.
So yeah, we've been talking about the girl child, gender equality, and so many other things we've been saying here with our wonderful guest here, Mrs. Eno-obong Henshaw, right? Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, a lovely woman already. We could hear her depth in mental health awareness and all that she's been trying to, expose to the girl child listening. So at this point and at this juncture, what do you have as a general advice? Before you go to the general advice, we spoke about gender roles. Okay, so I remember the other day, because I'm this person, I just live my life. Some people say, oh, sometimes you live like a man. I agree. Sometimes you live like a lady. I agree. Sometimes you live like a baby. I agree. I just live my life the way I just want to. So there was a day I was trying to clamp the something to get something off, and the guy was like, "You're a lady, don't do it." Okay, so there was a day I carried a Seaway water
for the dispenser. The guy came, oh, you're a lady, don't do it. Okay, so more like there are certain things a woman should do, and there are certain things a man should do. Talking about Chimamanda, when she was talking about feminism, I read her book, Feminist Manifesto. She said, really, there shouldn't be any rule specific to a man or a woman. What is good for the geese is good for the gander, right? In as much you can do it, do it.
Of course.
There shouldn't be specific toys for the lady. There shouldn't be specific toys for the man, for the male child.
Specific colors.
Specific colors, or specific profession, or what have you. So, can gender roles really be eliminated? Like, let's just live our life. I was telling my husband the other day that, okay, he tries so much. Like, he actually does the work, but just like, okay, I still feel like I'm okay. You are the man, I'm the woman. Can we just have that part whereby we just do it? Whether I cook or not, you can cook. You can wash. You can sweep. You don't have to wait for me to do these things. But it's just like pictured in their head that
this is a woman's job.
This is a woman's job.
That's
He wants to do it, but this is a woman.
Society had already told him, or had already programmed it in the head of everyone that this is what a woman should do and this is what a man should do. So I really believe that domestic chores are not gender sensitive.
Exactly.
Sweeping the house should not be a woman's role. Owning the gen should not be a man's role. Fetching water should not be picking up heavy things should not be a man's role. Because they keep telling the women that, oh, you're the weaker sex, so you should just stay in the place of like weaker sex.
I was saying to my husband the other day, I think I said, God, please forgive me, but I think like God did not really do justice to the part where he said that women are weaker vessels. I feel like women are even more stronger than men to some extent.
Now, women are stronger with the mind. When it comes to muscle strength, a man is stronger than us in muscle strength, whether you like it or not. Sometimes there are things they could lift that we may not lift.
Yes.
So now, I think that particular scripture the Bible spoke about was in body strength. But definitely in mind strength, a woman's mind can carry the entire world, that a man cannot even step in 1 foot into a woman's mind. This thing you said, now why I was laughing was, every time I go out with my husband and we buy things, or most times I carry my bag and the things we buy, he will be quiet. He will not say, can't you say, help me?
Exactly. You want to do everything.
You must not carry
You want to show me that you're independent.
Yes, I know you're a strong woman. I know you've been through a lot, but sometimes you ask for help. So now I think he's trying to like make you
be feminine around him.
Yeah. If you are not with me, it's a different thing. He keeps telling me that. But once I'm around, always allow me to be your man. Always allow me to bring out that beauty of the girl that you are.
Relax with your
So
energy.
he had to say that several times before he stuck to me. That was why I was laughing. Like, we're already 14 years in marriage, and in these 14 years, I've learned to relax. There is nothing like, oh, this is what a man does, this is what a woman does. Even though the world at large will see it that he's being controlled.
Yeah,
that's another factor.
Culturally,
yes,
the family will start thinking you've used something on their son.
So because of that control factor, some men have the hearts to do, or because they don't want any other person around to misinterpret their kindness to you, your wife. So over time, we have to begin to understand that this is us trying to be feminine, and our men wants us to be feminine. If they're not around, will they carry the 50 gallons of water?
Yes, no,
with their own generator.
With their own generator. Exactly. So, but when they're around, I want to be the baby girl.
So baby girl lifestyle. You don't want to stress.
Exactly.
I didn't come to this life to suffer, but don't worry, I'll be strong for myself.
That's it.
When you're not available.
Okay, that's the problem too, in a way, because sometimes these young girls say, I just want to live that soft life, I want the baby girl life, and at the expense of living having that full independence of themselves, that without the man they can actually live. So how can we create this balance then?
So I don't even think it's living a baby girl lifestyle. It is like you were saying, and she was saying, your spouse just wants you to be flexible, to be feminine. Let the femininity in you shine through when you're around them. Don't try to be the man. And like I earlier stated while we started, gender equality does not mean we are fighting the men.
That's it.
You see this whole misconception of feminism and all that, we want to take over the leadership roles of the men. That's not what it is. It is some people putting it in a context that favors them, so that they can ask for whatever they're asking for in their marriage or in their homes or in their lives.
That's it.
I don't even believe in marriage you give 50-50. It's 100-100.
That's it.
You bring your 100, I bring my 100. Because
and nobody will be in need.
Yes, nobody wins.
That's
your
it.
100 would help my reflect, my 100 will help yours reflect.
That's what we do.
So if you are looking at the societal odds, and then you say, oh, because this woman is living a baby girl's life, I want to live a baby girl's life, you need to first of all ask her story.
Exactly.
You need to understand the things and the areas, of course, that makes her look like what you are saying.
That's it. And how
She's
long
not-
it took her
yes.
to adjust to that personality.
She's not reflecting that because it started today. She's reflecting that because it has long been overdue. It is continuous work. It is years of continuous labor. She had labored, she had worked. There are trauma issues she encountered that she didn't tell you. There are psychological issues she encountered that she didn't tell you. There were life odds that she had to push through to ensure that she gets to the stage where she is. And
that's
even
why
at
it
that
looks
stage,
like we're looking like men.
yeah, and even at that stage, she's not even a baby girl yet.
Exactly.
She's still just trying to allow her femininity reflect. So the advice to every young girl that you want to be a baby girl and you want to be strong, you need to first of all understand priority. If you're creating a balance, if you're living a baby girl life, on whose terms? Whose money? Because most of these people like you, myself, that we're talking of baby girls life, we are independent women.
That's
I can
true.
say for a fact.
That's true.
Before you give me, I would be sure that I have made that amount of money for myself. And if you're not independent, you won't be sitting here working
At all.
You won't do some of the research you do, strain yourself, go to work in the morning, come back, cater for the family need, and then still have to come out looking very strong. So there are certain parts of you that you're not showing to the world.
That's
that
true.
those girls need to understand that it does not end at this camouflage. The clothes I'm wearing is not making me me. There is something that makes me me.
That's
And that's my mindset.
That's true.
That's my
Wow.
willpower. That's my determination. That's my purpose. That is what I have reflected, my diversity, my strength, my ability to control my appetite.
Wow.
Because a lot of girls cannot control their appetite.
Exactly.
They see one thing they want to eat is a baby girl's life. They see the other thing they want to eat is a baby
They
girl's
want
life.
this hair.
How
They
do
want
you
that
plan?
hair.
Do you know, right, quite frankly, I don't think I have up to even 3 hair.
Oh, my
And that's
sister.
not because I don't
Because you
I
like
can't
plating.
afford it. It's
Not
because
because of the plating.
I
though.
even like to plait my hair.
I prefer plating too,
Yeah.
more than hairs.
But you see, the money I will use by the time I calculate
say, well,
as
my
a
sister.
lady, let's leave the man. Even if the Oga wants to buy, no problem. But give me the money first.
Exactly.
I would invest it in something that is very decent. What we see now is girls living fake baby girl life.
That's it.
You buy a car,
And because
you
it's
know
not
that-
their money.
Yes, we know that this car is an old car. You come back, you paint it, put flowers, put balloon, and come and do car reopening or car washing. Or what is that? Or you
wow.
now come up with oh, you're this, you're a this, you're a that, reflecting what you are not. Then by the time they tell you, okay, what do you do for a living? You can't answer that question. You begin to stammer. You're jittering. I mean, I used to. No, that's not the baby girl life.
That's it.
Live the baby girl life with your money. Learn a skill.
That's it.
Empower yourself. It is when you are empowered you enjoy the baby girl life.
Life.
So that when Oga's money is not there, when your friend's money is not there, you can easily put your money, not the one you get from sleeping with men. That's not being empowered. Tomorrow, when God forbid, when that man dies, who will empower you? They don't think about
The
life
future.
occurrences like death, like sickness. People fall sick. So if that man that is your sugar daddy, that is your sponsor, that is your everything falls ill tomorrow, he has a wife at home and children.
And he will go home one
He
day.
would go home to the family. What will not happen to that your baby girl lifestyle? That exorbitant, flamboyant life you've been posting out there.
That's true.
So by the time they say, okay, maybe you want to do anything or apply for visa or you want to leave the country or opportunity comes, and then they say, okay, let's have your bank account or your statement of account or something to prove that you've not been wasting your time. You don't have anything to present. I always tell every young girl around me, opportunity meets preparedness. You have to be prepared. You don't know when opportunity is coming.
And he doesn't announce it.
He doesn't. You don't know what kind of opportunity is coming. You don't know when the opportunity is coming. I have had to stand on the stage to speak to people on programs I didn't even plan.
That's true.
But I have prepared myself before now. So I know how to navigate.
That's it.
I know how to go like this. I know how to go like this. There was a time I've not even finished university. I started learning how to give TED Talk. So you have to prepare yourself. The baby girl life is expensive. Not expensive just in terms of money. It is expensive in terms of yes. You have to be intellectually sound. You have to have emotional intelligence. You have to be able to be book smart and street smart. To be able to understand. Some people are book smart. They are not street smart.
Yeah.
So if you are one-sided, you are not going to get it all. Strive to get everything.
Okay, I'll hold your thoughts. Okay, talking about opportunity. Earlier we saw a video of a young Isabella who presided of Overreps plenary to commemorate the International Girls Day. But let's take a look at that video and we'll come back to discuss more. Stay with us. Well, that was a video of Isabella Anini presiding over the plenary during the International Girls Child Day. You know, you were speaking about opportunity. Many young girls feel like these opportunities can be presented to them on a platter of gold. Based on what the Honorable Speaker had said, that she had to go through screening. It was from screening that Isabella came up and she was there sitting down. Now, these are opportunities that many young girls, they want to sit in that position. They want to achieve these things, but they don't know how to go about it. As we finalize, I'd like you to advise the young girls out there who want to do it. Just like Apostle said earlier, I call her Apostle. Like she had to fight her way through. And so many young girls there, they have the willpower to become who they want to become. They want to change the narratives in the society, but do not know how to do it. I would like you to advise those young girls before we go.
Okay, so if time will permit me, I have something to say to the male first. So let me address the male first before I go to addressing the females. If you're a boy or you're a girl, you have a role to play in promoting gender inclusiveness and reducing inequality. Promoting gender equality. We're not here to fight about you being a boy or you being a girl. No, we're here to say that according to the SDG goal 5, everyone should have equal access to education, vocational training, and we should completely, if possible, remove gender disparities. Now, based on that, I would say that if you're a boy, you must always learn to understand consent. When you're dealing with a girl, in any interaction, not even a girl, even with your colleagues, whether mother, sister, auntie, daughter, any level of interaction, you must understand and practice consent. And secondly, fight the stereotype. Don't keep rules and say this is for male. Don't keep rules and say this is for female. This is Ada's work. This is Biola's work. This is what. No. Fight gender stereotype. Tell yourself that you are a man that appreciates every woman and every man being who they are evenly created to be. Embrace their nature, not their nurture. Because if you're embracing their nature, you are embracing their personality first before their upbringing. And then thirdly, I would also say to the men, please join us to fight sexism. There are lots of sexists out there. You see somebody see a girl of 3 years, 4 years, and you're touching my wife.
In 2 seconds, we have to go.
Okay, so finally, please fight sexism. Then for the female, there is nothing as important as empowering yourself.
Indeed.
If you have to learn a skill, please learn a skill.
Indeed.
If you have to go to school, please go to school.
Thank you, Eno-obong Favour. Sorry for cutting you short. We have to go because we are out of time. Well, it's been a wonderful time talking to you. We hope that maybe subsequently we could bring you for part 2 of this episode. It was really wonderful and insightful and impactful. I'm sure our young girls out there have learned or taken a thing or two from our discussion. Well, I remain Victoria Agbi-Idoko.
And I am Gabriella Nkems.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Until next time.
Yep.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.